And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing FortressCraft Evolved. And I've got the cannon coming in, low orbit ion cannon. I do believe that is it. Thank you to the person that pointed that out. I always forget what that means. LOIC. It's because it's so different from the OET or O whatever that is. OPT or so many different names for things. But this should... Oh, let me take these out. There. I don't mind if they're... It doesn't destroy if they're broken. They'll just fall down. You can see it's slowly digging out around the thing. And a little bit more. There we go. So now I should be able to come down here and grab, or not, I guess. What was over here? Wood? It's weird. I could have sworn I could have grabbed those items before. Interesting. Well, I guess not. You see, there was a lot of... Ooh, look at all of the organic rock over here. I wonder if I can get close enough. Look at all that organic rock. Not that I need it, but there's a lot of it. I might as well grab it. Now that I can get close enough. This is probably inside the overmind. This is why I didn't see it before. So we're just going to grab it all up. And try to sneak right behind this thing here. Grab the rest of these. Whoa. Okay, can we get around it? I'm glad he fixed the hitbox on that. So glad he fixed that. Alright, we are going to head out, and that's the last of the attacks from this side. Now, we have quite a lot of... Oh, look at that, we even got conveyor belts up here. So I'm going to turn off the power. I'm going to turn off the power to here and let this thing charge up until it runs out of power, and then I'll just break it again. Because I want all these to be empty. I want all these canisters returned to the source because it would be kind of a pain to do it otherwise. And this thing, I mean, it's not going to fully charge with the fuel that I have, that I've given it here. So it will burn through that fuel rather quickly. And then we can use that fuel elsewhere. I might even set up a little system of cargo lifts to bring down fuel and bring up empty canisters. I could either do that or make the fuel down there. And I think I'm just going to use the system I have here. I've got all these vats and everything should be fine. I don't anticipate any major problems. I'm already bringing up lots and lots of biomass, so might as well use the system that I already have made. Ooh, look if there's an eye over here. And some organic miscellaneous droppage. Ooh, lots of organic miscellaneous droppage. Okay. Oh, these batteries are empty because we lost the CPH. Everything else looks pretty good. I did set up all of the permissions on these, so we have 93. We should have the rest of these ready to go. There's the rest, exactly 100. Now I put exactly 100 chromium in this hopper. So we got all of them back now. and these are all now set with the right permissions. So that is good. I like that is good to go. The other thing that I did, and I know this is gonna upset some people. Why is that different color? I have disabled the feeding of materials into my mass storage. We are going to dismantle the mass storage system and go towards these resources being the bus. This thing is just not fast enough. And, you know, talking with the developer of the mod, you know, I could have made like a separate network for each resource. So there's like a nickel network, and, you know, a gold network and a copper network. You know, each one of these is the same network. And so I could have, yes, created a separate network for each line and then ran each line either separately or kind of contained within, I'm not sure. But in the end, it would be exactly the same as running the bus with tubes. That would be essentially the same thing, is feeding the whole system with tubes instead. And I think basically, if we're going to do that instead, or anyway, you might as well do it, you know, from the start. This was never fast enough. So we're going to essentially change this whole system out. And I mean, it's going to use a lot of tubes, and I understand that. But as far as the game loading and lagging, I've never had as big of a problem as I've had with this system up here like this. As soon as I built, I don't know if you remember, as soon as I built this system, the game started lagging as far as the loading as I move around. And so I just don't see this system working for me very much. You know, I'm right now in the middle to try to drain that mass storage out as much as possible. I've taken out a couple of the Mark V inductions in hopes, you know, these are charging back up, but these, I mean, this whole system uses material. So we've got nickel, gold, copper, tin, iron. I mean, everything is being used. It's kind of the ideal crafting system to try to empty that out. The only thing that isn't getting emptied out is crystal. And if I grab some overclocked crystal, that will help with that. Crystal clocks, I don't really think I need any crystal clocks. I've got quite a few of them, and I've got the climate control center crafted, and the math turns out, you know, 315 is what I needed of each of those, the extractors and the lightweight machine housings. So that's how the math turned out on that. Do I have any more? Those organics I can use this with. And I've got a little bit of garbage that I can deal with. So, no, I'm gonna do that. Any other garbage in here? No, but I do have another organic that I need to get rid of right in there. Looks like our missiles are really making a huge difference. Major difference. And we burned out of all of the armor piercings, and so now we're going into basically pure. We got a little bit of armor piercing left, but no more are going to be crafted. So that's good. Let's go check the power. I'm gonna have to reroute my materials a little bit. I'm gonna have to build quite a few more huge storage hoppers and a lot more tubes in order to redo that system. Okay, it looks like this system is now done. So I'm gonna break the OET. So get rid of the charge that it has. And now I need to dismantle this whole system in here, which is going to be kind of a nightmare. But I will do that in between episodes. I don't need to do that on camera. But I just want to make sure that this doesn't get re-enabled by accident. So now this whole system is ready to be dismantled. And that will give me ample amounts of turbines to use. Now we got to think about power, and we have the fuel all the way down into here. And I think if I want, we've got this thing here. I want to get sort of close to where all my turbines are going to be. And that's going to be difficult. We can pop off right here and move some fuel down this way. So let's go see where, as close to this lift as possible, where we could bring up and bring down the fuel canisters. So I don't need to worry too much. Okay, so there's all the fuel, so that would work. If I put each of the systems over here. Whoa. That is not the color that I thought it was going to be. So if we want turbines in here, and this is an ideal place because all of the smelting is going over here. So let's space this out a little bit. This is the lift we came in on, and there's glass right here, and there's a lift right here, so we obviously can't put it there. But if we put a lift like right in here, okay, and let's say a lift right in here. Okay, so this one and this one right here and right here. Okay, so let's center this 6732, 6737. Do I need to write those down? I'm gonna write them down just because I don't trust my memory. So 6732, 6737. Those are the centers of the lifts for fuel. Now it's just a matter of deciding which side is which, because I think, yeah, this out here, I don't think there's anything in the way. Back up to the surface to see where we need to go. Okay, so 6732, and then 6737 right here. I actually remembered that. I'm proud of myself. Okay, so there's nothing around. It looks like we just had, well, it must have been a missile. Yeah, we got such a high threat level, and we got no problems. So there's one lift, and there's two lifts. So I'm thinking, the fuel empty canisters will come up here, and the full canisters will go down here. So we got to route fuel somehow. Where would be a good spot? mean, that's way over there, so we can't really handle that. How about if we get sneaky over here? Where are these coming in? Right there. We could beam over... Oh, we could beam over the top of this over to here. And that would get us quite a ways. And then, I don't know, just snake it around with conveyor belts. Because we're not going to be moving too many. You know, there's going to be like a half storage hopper right here. Okay, and that's going to be where the fuel goes in. And there'll be, you know, a half storage hopper here, or I'm going to, you know, just in case, put a big one here. And we got to route these empties back basically into this one here. So do I have... Okay, so if I put... Do I have any... I'm gonna get rid of my pencil. Do I have the... I do. Right there. Okay. So... Just because... Do that. Oh. Okay, and power-wise... These are gonna have to move quite a few. So we're gonna put... let's see... Solar... No, I'm gonna keep that solar for some other use. I think I'm gonna use that one over here instead. So if we go up here and look around, I'm gonna use that solar. I'm gonna take that away. And I'm gonna put the organic over here. Oh, I just replaced something important. Okay, so the organic is gonna go there because we need another battery on the top. So this battery will be used to beam them this direction. And let's set up something here at the height that we need it. So there'll be a hopper or something on that side. And is this empty? Used 0. Good. I want a medium hopper, a half hopper here. Because this thing is going to have to beam quite a few over. And I want a good supply before I do that. And then we're going to beam them this way. Okay. So over here, on the other hand, this can be a nano hopper because this is the receiving hopper. And we should be right in line with that hopper. So this should hit this hopper, no problem. Yes, there it is. Okay, now we need to route them down from here, over, and into here. No, while I do this, I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 there. Just so we're all ready. Oh, there's no sun right there. Well, there we go. Just happened to be right under that thing. So this thing should get 22.5. I've got plenty of material to upgrade all my solars to organics. I don't know why I don't. I just don't. I don't know why. Okay, so we're gonna actually have this run down, run in, run under there, run in there. There we go. Takes care of that. And then this one. That's why I wanted that other, that's why I wanted that bigger solar over here, because this one is going to be pushing a lot of power as this thing beams. You can see beaming, 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 beaming. It's pushing a lot of items. So I want to make sure that we're loading those up properly. Because this thing is going to fill with 50, and then it's going to be good. So the cargo lifts will not be set to load all. They'll be this one will be set to load any, as well as this one, load any. And then unload all at the top. On this one, unload all on the bottom here. And that will, it'll keep these things, you know, not running constantly, but this one will pretty much run constantly, because it'll load any, unload all, load any, unload all, and there'll always be room for some up here. So yeah, but you know, that's part and parcel to this process here. Let's go check our mass storage system. We got a lot of something in here. Not sure what that is. Lithium. What do we use lithium for? What can I grab? A bunch of lithium-based stuff. Lithium is used in the cutter heads. Okay, that's not ideal. Why is there an iron in there? There should not be an iron in my nickel. There's iron there and nickel there. So I don't know why there was an iron in there. The systems just do not like me. So yeah, I'm not seeing, I mean, lithium is not used very much. We've got the pods. I don't even know if it's being used over here at all. We got copper and tin. There's some lithium there. So if I grab, I'm gonna grab one more of these, because for some reason this is taking its sweet time. Yeah, the gold and the titanium, or the nickel and the titanium, are probably out, I'm guessing. Those are over here. So this was titanium bar. So load that in there. And then the nickel over here. Just to keep that running a little bit. Maybe hopefully empty out a few more of these. Otherwise it won't really matter what I do. But I want this to be as empty as possible before we overhaul it. And I'm going to need a lot more crystal. I'm going to grab the crystal for tubes. It's going to be tube central over here in a little bit. So I'm going to build a transport pipe. Crafting. Is that actually crafting? Crafting. There we go. Crafting. Oh yes, lots and lots of tubes. You bet. Crafting. So lots of transport pipes, and also lots of the huge storage hoppers. I'm loving these huge storage hoppers. So we're gonna craft a couple. We're gonna craft 50 of those, and I've got 22 of the 2,000 slot hoppers ready to go as well. All right, well, that'll do it for this episode, and I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.